Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, and now here I am to kick off these Halloween TV special reviews, as I told you guys in my last video. And to kick off these reviews, I'm going to start off with the review for the special Scared Shrekless. So, yeah, this was a special that aired, it first aired in 2010 on NBC, and I really had never seen this special before. I mean, just like I've said before, I really haven't really watched the Shrek specials. Like this past December, I reviewed Shrek the Halls as part of my Christmas reviews last year, and I hadn't seen that before prior to making the review. And yeah, I hadn't actually seen this special before I actually made this review. So yeah, I really haven't really watched all these different Shrek specials. I really just have stuck with these Shrek films. But now, with these reviews that I have made with the review of Shrek the Halls I did last December, and now with this one, I guess now I can now just say that I now have seen these specials. So yeah, and overall, this special, I thought that this was a pretty entertaining special. I mean, it was a pretty funny sort of concept that this special did. What this special really was, it just is really just an anthology of ghost stories told by Shrek and the fairy tale creatures, and these stories are really just they're parodies of actual horror films. There's three ghost stories that Shrek and the fairy tale creatures tell in this special. There's one called Bride of Gingy, Boots Motel, and the Shrekexorcist. So yeah, and obviously, as you can tell by the titles of the stories, what those are a spoofs of famous horror films. Of course, Bride of Gingy is a parody of Bride of Frankenstein. Boots Motel is a parody of Psycho. Yeah, you get it, Boots Motel, Bates Motel. And then, of course, The Shrekexorcist is a parody of The Exorcist. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny that they, gave them clever names like that. Though, yeah, the only thing that I find kind of, odd about that is just they're parodying horror films, and the horror film, well, yeah, not, I guess I can't really, say, like this on a fact, but yeah, with The Exorcist in particular, The Exorcist has an R rating. Yeah, and same for Psycho. Psycho and The Exorcist both have R ratings. So yeah. So I really don't think since these this special is kind of more is a family special and stuff. A lot of kids will watch this. Yeah, I really don't think that kids are really going to get the references made to those films, since kids more than likely really haven't seen these movies. And even Bride of Frankenstein, while there isn't an actual rating for that film, I really don't think that it's really a film that a lot of kids are really going to know of. So yeah, that's what my only thing that I kind of question about this. Just did it really make sense to do a special like this with them spoofing these monster films, since kids are most likely not going to get all the references made to those three films? So yeah, that is something that I really do kind of question about the specials. I mean, does it even make sense? But regardless of that, as somebody who has seen the three films, yeah, all these are yeah, they are pretty funny spoofs of the films, and yeah, I do think that this is overall a pretty entertaining special. I mean, if you haven't watched the special before, I guess I would recommend giving it a watch. The special is actually on Netflix, so if you've got a Netflix subscription, and I would recommend checking this special out. I do think that it is at least worth a watch. I mean, it is worth just a half hour of your time. Yeah, it is a pretty short special, so yeah, it really is not going to really waste your time. So yeah, if you haven't seen this before, I think, and if you have watched the three films that these three ghost stories that they're telling are spoofing, I think that it would be kind of funny for you to watch this. So yeah, so yeah, in this special, you do just have just about everybody from the movie still reprising their voice roles in this special. Yeah, you still have Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, Antonio Banderas, Cody Cameron, Conrad Vernon, and yeah, some other people that have done the voices in the film still reprising their roles for the special. But yeah, Eddie Murphy does not reprised the role as Donkey in this special. In this special, Donkey is voiced by Dean Edwards. So yeah, does kind of suck that uh, Eddie Murphy doesn't reprise the role of Donkey, as does Rupert Everett not reprise the role of Prince Charming in this special. Prince Charming in this is voiced by Sean Bishop instead. So yeah, but I guess it's really not that big a deal since they don't really have like that much lines. And even then, like Dean Edwards overall is a pretty good replacement. Like I really don't really hear much of a difference in his voice than Eddie Murphy. So I guess like if they weren't going to get Eddie Murphy to come back, I guess Dean Edwards was a good choice for it. So yeah, and like I said, just yeah, the three spoofs of the monster movies for the ghost stories that they're telling in this special, it is actually like pretty funny to see. So yeah, so yeah, like I said, I mean, I think it is like a pretty enjoyable special. So yeah, like I said, this is on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, check it out on Netflix because yeah, it is like pretty entertaining and it is worth a half hour of your time, I think. Okay, so yeah, I really don't think I really have much to say about it, so I guess I'll just go over the premise of the special. So it starts off just as Fiona and the three kids are like scaring off some trick or treaters. It then has like a Shrek, Donkey, Puss, the three little pigs, the big bad wolf, the gingerbread man, and Pinocchio, all in Shrek's home, and they all want to tell go scary stories to each other, and then Shrek decides that whoever can really like tell the scariest story will be crowned king of Halloween. And so then yeah, they all agreed, and then they decided to go off to Duloc once again, and then go inside Lord Farquaad's abandoned castle. And it was funny, like as they were like arrived at Duloc, as they were just in the entranceway, like they like came across that information um uh panel thing. Like that Duloc show where now like instead of Duloc is a perfect place, it was like Duloc is a creepy place, and the show just like ended up being like changed up to really like be scary. Here he just making it seem like putting it as if like anybody who steps into Duloc was gonna die. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Like I'll put this Duloc is a creepy place bit from the special down in the description if you want to see it. Like, if you have seen, like, of course, the first Shrek with Duloc is a perfect place, yeah, this is kind of funny how it's, like, changed up. And, yeah, you even have, like, Shrek and Donkey in reverse roles, with Shrek enjoying it and Donkey not. So, yeah, it is pretty funny. Like, so, yeah, I'll put that in the description if you want to see that, yeah. But anyway, and once they all then settled into Lord Farquaad's castle, they then started to each tell their own story. So it started off with Gingerbread Man telling his ghost story, which he called The Bride of Gingy, as I said. And yeah, it starts off with Gingy going to see the Muffin Man, and he's just telling him that his girlfriend had dumped him, and because he only thought of himself. So then Gingy and the Muffin Man then decided to make a new girlfriend for him, and they call her Sugar. And as they did, like Gingy was really starting to use just a lot of sugar on her to really like get her to really love him forever. And yeah, the Muffin Man was like trying to advise Gingy not to, but Gingy wasn't listening. And then, and yeah, then once she had become baked, like I yeah, of course, like she loved Gingy, but yeah, she was just like overly obsessed loving him, and like she just like would never let him go, and just was like showing just too much love to him, and just like really never letting him go and leaving him alone. So then, and after as Yuji tried to escape from her, he eventually ended up pushing her into a huge container of batter, which it seemed to free her. But then, like it then revealed that the batter just made her like pretty much just cloned her and just had 1,000 other like zombie clones of her, and then yeah, then it just had like all the clones then just like surrounding Gingy and eating him, and then yeah, that ended up like scaring the three little pigs, and then they ran off, and the big bad wolf followed them as well because the big bad wolf claimed that the pigs are his ride. But then yeah, Shrek then commented on like that didn't actually happen because if like Gingy had actually been eaten, then and he wouldn't actually be there. And then yeah, Gingy just like really couldn't like find a way to argue with Shrek because yeah, Shrek made a valid point. So then yeah, Gingy just ended up running off yeah. Yeah. And then next up, Donkey and Puss then told the story, and this one was called Boots Motel, which of course was a parody of Psycho. And yeah, this one was actually pretty funny. What it is just like Donkey and Puss were each like taking turns like telling the story. Like whenever Donkey would like start telling the story, like stuff would just happen to Puss, and it would always result in Puss getting killed, and then Puss and just like interjected and would always like change it up, so stuff would happen to Donkey. So yeah, it was pretty funny. And then yeah, it even had like at one point as both a Puss and Donkey were taking a shower. You had of course the famous the shower scene from Psycho with the music playing. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, Donkey was just like labeling Puss his sidekick in the story as they went to the motel. Oh, yeah, yeah. And then, and yeah, as I said, just, yeah, whenever like a Donkey would like say something happened to Puss, Puss would like end up just denying it, and then just like say the stuff happened to Donkey. And then, yeah, Puss was just like saying that as Donkey was taking a tongue bath, Donkey got killed by the well, no, not a donkey. A puss ended up getting killed by the innkeeper, but Puss told it and said that the he fought off the innkeeper, but it was knocked down by Donkey and rescued Puss. And then they revealed that the innkeeper of the motel was Prince Charming, and then he zapped a Puss to dust with his wand. But then yeah, Puss then said like he used his sword and leaped to safety, but Donkey then was just saying that Puss was standing on an X, and yeah, Charming pulled a lever to trap Puss. Yeah, like I said, it's just like they keep interjecting it, saying that every something happens to the other one. Yeah, it just goes on throughout this whole story. Corey, but then yeah, Puss then like at one point when he was Donkey was saying that Puss ended up being trapped. Puss said it never happened to him, and then revealed that it was just a dream. And then Donkey then just was just telling Puss that he is on the ceiling, and the bed ended up falling. But then the lights go on, and when they come back on, it showed Donkey in the shower, and then he was about to be eaten by a giant waffle. But as Donkey tries to run, he was ended up covered in butter, and then put in a pink tutu and a sombrero and a coconut bra. Oh, but then as he was about to be eaten by the waffle, Donkey then just got Pinocchio to spray Puss with water and had him run off too. Yeah, yeah. And then finally, it was just us with the Shrek, Pinocchio, and Donkey left. And so then Shrek finally then told his story, which he called the Shrekcercist, which, as I said, is a parody of The Exorcist. And what it is, it says like Shrek in the role of like Damien or Father Merrin or yeah, one of those guys. And yeah, it showed that Pinocchio was like a crazy and possessed. And so then, as a Shrek was trying to really just get Pinocchio under control, basically doing what Father Merrin and Damien tried to do with Reagan in The Exorcist. Yeah, just like had like Pinocchio just constantly beating up Shrek, and then eventually Pinocchio just ended up escaping from a window. And as Shrek was trying to catch Pinocchio, Pinocchio just ended up landing on the street with. And then it showed then a talking termite, which of course was Jiminy Cricket, ended up popping out of Pinocchio's head, and then was claiming to be his conscience, and then the voice in his head that really made Pinocchio go crazy. But then, yeah, Pinocchio then just ended up squashing the Jiminy Cricket with his foot. And then, yeah, then Pinocchio just denied that story was true, but then Shrek then just showed him a regular termite, which then scared Pinocchio, and then ended up having Pinocchio fleeing. And then with Shrek and Donkey now alone, and they just like heard the wind moving, and then they could hear like a walking suit of armor calling Donkey's name, and then And yeah, Shrek was just putting it to Donkey that it was Lord Farquaad's ghost, and he's come back for Donkey, seeing how Donkey played a part in Lord Farquaad getting eaten by dragon. And then when the pseudo farmer then appeared and mentioned Donkey's name, it then scared Donkey, and then Donkey ended up running off. And then once he did, then was revealed that the ghost was just Fiona and the kids once again. And then it just ended with like a Shrek, Fiona, and their kids then just celebrating their win, and with Shrek being declared the king of Halloween, and yeah, they just then ended up celebrating with they had 6 eggs, and so they then just decided to use them to egg the 7 dwarfs, and then yeah, that's how it ended. So yeah, so that's pretty much all it was. So yeah, like I said, and it is like kind of funny to see like all these 3 parodies of famous horror films. But yeah, as I said, it also really doesn't make sense seeing how like a lot of kids are gonna watch this and they really don't kids really don't watch horror films. They're probably not gonna get the references. But yeah, for like all the adults that have actually watched the movies that these stories are spoofing, if you have seen them, yeah, you might, and then you watch the special, it may be pretty funny to actually see like these horror films and end up being a parody like this. So, oh yeah, I really think that this special would really be like would make a lot more sense to adults, seeing how adults would actually see the movies and kids really wouldn't. So, oh yeah, but yeah, it is still like pretty funny to see. Still, I think it still is a pretty good Halloween special. So yeah, as I said before, if you haven't seen the special before, check it out. It is definitely worth a watch. So yeah, so yeah, so really that's all I can really say about it. I mean, it's a very relatively simple special, so I really don't know what else I can really say about it. All I can say is if you've seen this if you've seen the movies and then you watch the special, it may be pretty funny. But yeah, for younger kids that really haven't seen the specials, I don't really think that they really are going to understand a lot of the jokes made in this special. So yeah, probably not something that really is really recommended for kids. But yeah, for adults who have watched the movies, as I said, you may find this funny. So yeah, that's all I can really say about it. So if you haven't seen it, check it out on Netflix. All right, and yeah, like I said, the Duloc song and the special Dulac as a crew place will be in the description if you want to watch that too. All right, so yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say about it. All right, so I guess this is it for my review of Scared Shrekless. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review, and stay tuned for more reviews for other Halloween TV specials coming for the next several days, all through Halloween. So yeah, stay tuned for more coming. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.